Hi guys, Alex here from Inside, and today we have a special project that's one of my favorites in all of Dubai, one of the most unique, from R.EVOLUTION, called Eywa. Now, this project, you'll see why in a second, is a representation of why I even went into real estate in the first place, because it combines, let's say, a certain arrangement of energetic structures, of how the spaces are configured, how wellness is woven in throughout the building, with high-end design and a beautiful location. So it incorporates a lot of things that I hold near and dear to my heart, and you'll see why in a second. Have you guys ever noticed that when you're in nature, in a forest, on a mountain, in front of an ocean, time changes, you feel connected to something bigger than yourself? Similarly, when you enter a sacred space like a temple, you feel different. This is no exception. That's not a coincidence. And this is what happens here at Eywa, and why I came today to their experience center to connect you to this so you can discover for yourself what the difference is and feel what it's like to be here, as well as what it would mean for you as an investor. The project is located in Business Bay on the south side. If we take a look at Business Bay overall, we see that there's, you can call it the top half above the canal, and then the bottom half. Now, the advantages, of course, on the top side is that you have easy access to the Burj Khalifa. However, those of you who've been to Dubai know that traffic here can be an interesting beast, where even a few blocks can take you 30 minutes at any hour in the day. Now, on the south side, where we have Marassi Bay and some of Omniat's buildings that we've discussed before, and we have Eywa here, you have a more quiet feel, more, say, residential, and much easier access to Al Khayo Road, and easy enough to get to Sheikh Zayed. And so overall, it's a little bit of an easier location to get in and out of. The project itself is located here in Business Bay, and actually they'll be announcing another tower coming soon at the end of this year. You already see from the photos what the building will look like. It's very, very green, but let's get into the details of the project. Now, the project is built by R.EVOLUTION, and they have already built a number of award-winning projects in Latvia, as well as building now in Barcelona. Their projects always feature a lot of greens and wellness, and their mission is overall to combine, say, ancient knowledge, interweave the experience with nature, and to create spaces that actually recharge and rejuvenate their residents. I've already spoken about a wellness trend overall in Dubai, as it's becoming more and more of a differentiator, where before we started with man-made islands like the Palm, then lagoons, and now there's more and more greenery. And the latest trend, if you can call it that, is wellness. I've already mentioned this in projects like Oakyard in the past, as well as Gough Woods, which are incorporating more and more green spaces. And this is in the luxury segment, if you want to call it that. And it kind of stands in a league of its own, because there's not really anything to compare it to this level. I'll get into the details shortly. So the founders, so Alex, the founder, he's built other projects already and created a reputation for himself in Europe. And Kasim was instrumental at Emaar in creating Dubai Creek Harbor, which you may know is one of my favorite areas in Dubai from how it feels. And how something feels is actually a very important part of our video today, because those of you who appreciate that will fall in love with this project as well. And the key point here is the management team has decades of experience in building unique architecture and creating spaces that engender a feeling of wellness, abundance, and places where you actually want to live. And this is not true for every single developer. In Dubai, in some cases, it's much more of a brand play. In some cases, it's just stamping out boxes, which there is a segment for, but not for this type of building. You'll notice throughout the building that there's plenty of crystals woven in. And those of you who are sensitive to energy will understand what this means. So the crystals, of course, carry each a specific level of energy that attunes you to different frequencies, that allows you to change your state. And how you feel is equivalent to what kind of business opportunities you attract,
what kind of people you attract into your life. And the building is consciously designed to maximize your level of feeling of peace, of abundance, so that you can feel harmonious relationships, not just while you're here, but also outside. Let's take a look at some of the details that make this building truly special. For one, we have the water filtration system that improves the shower water quality, improves the water quality you have in the faucet. You have LEED and wellness certification. You have certain essential oils that are used throughout the building in the common areas. You have the energy structure that I mentioned, specifically meant and built to amplify let's say the way that you feel throughout the building. You have different crystals used, which each serve different purposes. You have air filtration quality at the level of surgery departments in hospitals. So you're living in a very pristine and fresh space. And of course, you have different types of wood from around the world, as well as marble and crystals that improve not only the feeling, but also the sound isolation that you have throughout the building.
Let's take a look at the building, and you already see it's a different concept than pretty much anything in Dubai. And actually, the building was inspired by Avatar. And if you remember the Eywa tree of life in Avatar, similar context here, that it's integrated with nature and helps a person connect with who they really are. Let's take a deeper look at the building. There's only 19 floors, 48 residences.
We often talk about the quality of developers. For instance, I often refer to Ellington when I mention high quality. And in many cases, developers aren't actually able to tell you what the materials will be. But in this case, they've actually gone to great lengths to bring natural materials from around the world, like wood from Australia and Brazil, and specific types of crystals and stones from around the world in order to really influence the quality and the aesthetic and feel of each particular design element. You'll notice that in many bathrooms in Eywa, in the bathroom, the entire wall is actually made of crystal. And even the crystals chosen, for instance, like black tourmaline over here, meant for clearing and protection. You have amethyst over here for more intuition improvement. A lot of these things, though they might sound strange for some of you, those of you who know, understand that they actually impact your well-being. They impact your ability to be creative, to create new projects, to create new sources of money and improve your relationship.
And, even let's extrapolate this. Most of you that I'm a fan of Ellington because of their approach and their mindset for focusing on the end user. Now, this is like Ellington times 100 in terms of intentionality of design. And this really carries through because the vision of the founder is felt in every single square meter of the apartment. They're integrated audio systems that transmit at particular frequencies, 432 hertz for those of you who are in the know, which is attuned to specific frequencies promoting universal love and well-being. And this integration with specific sound, specific texture, specific scents, they create a holistic wellness experience that is unparalleled in Dubai.
Taking a look inside the apartment, you see that the lighting is done in a very soft and recessed way. You see ambient lighting on the ceilings. The ceiling height in all apartments is at least 3.4 meters high, which is much higher than the average in Dubai. And the entire space is designed to help you relax, to feel at ease, and to feel a level of connectedness and sacredness that's very difficult to find in the city.
And having a library like this is intended to also create a immersive experience of knowledge, of wellness, and self-reflection, in addition to, of course, having spaces where you can get work done, as well as entertain guests. So all in, I think, a very interesting and unique design. We're going to get to the financials here in a second, but I want to show you a few more unique aspects of the building. As always, there is a beautiful gym and space for meditation and yoga, as can be expected. This is the dining that I mentioned that's available for all residents with a chef. Of course, there's a valet, a concierge, as can be expected of any building of this level, and pretty much almost any building in Dubai. The differentiation here, of course, is the energy, the very intentional energy creation and how the space feels, the length to which the developer goes to in terms of water cleanliness, as well as air purification, lighting, to create a particular ambiance that will certainly rejuvenate everyone who's there. Even in spas, they also minimize the cell signal, so you actually have to switch off, which for many in Dubai, I know is an interesting challenge, so you can actually recharge. And just a few last things: outdoor movie theater, indoor movie theater, all, I think, very tastefully done in line with the style of the building.
Even the flooring in the apartment is made from natural wood brought in from around the world. And if you think about it, abstracting away towards the investment side of things, sure, you could go with Mercedes-Benz, you could go with Bugatti. However, there will always be a segment of people who are not fooled by a fancy wrapping and a brand that, by the way, has absolutely nothing to do with architecture or design, and will focus on quality rather than simply the brand. Those buildings start at 14, 15, 20 million dirham for a 2-bedroom apartment. This is also referencing Omniat. And while they are beautiful, they, to me, lack a certain level of soul and feel, which is important when you care about these things. And in this case, there will be people who value that as well. And they're going to be launching another building for this reason, end of this year, because this one is almost already sold out. And there is a segment of the population who will focus on attractive pricing, high level of quality, not just from a level of materials, but the level of detail and intentionality that goes into it, compared to some of the other buildings that I mentioned, which, while beautiful and aesthetically pleasing, sometimes lack the essence that Eywa has in spades.
If we look at the market of luxury buildings in Business Bay, it's a new market segment. Historically, there haven't been buildings of this level, and if we look at it from a rental standpoint, it's going to be a few years before that market forms. So this is the aforementioned Sankari building. This is the Omniat's Vela and Vela Viento, and Eywa will be there as well, Mercedes-Benz, etc. Now, on a feeling-based level, it's not even a fair comparison, to be honest, where you walk into Eywa, you feel completely serene, you feel like you're in a spa anywhere you are, and yet at the same time being able to focus and get things done. And this energy doesn't really exist in other developers, because I don't think the level of consciousness to make that happen necessarily exists in those developers at the moment. And if we look at what kind of investment this could be, well, I mentioned rental, but this market segment will take a few years to form. So there's 72,000 millionaires in Dubai and 17 billionaires. So there's plenty of people to pay multiple millions of dirham for an apartment. However, there's only maybe 100 or 200 units like that in the entire city. So there is very limited supply at the moment, and that's going to change in 26, 27, when these types of buildings are starting to get delivered. So rental market, I think we'll have to wait. Let's look at it from an investment standpoint. I think this could be a potential resale. However, once again, I don't think it's a flip strategy. I think it will be 3 to 5 year holding period, because you want some of these buildings to be delivered for people to actually go in person to Omniat, to go to Sankari, and to go to Eywa, and in person compare what does it feel like. And I think that's going to take a few years to form. So it's a medium-term investment, I would say, where the prices, I think, feasibly could appreciate 50+% in the coming few years. Of course, from a lifestyle and living standpoint, I think this is unparalleled. This is probably the single best place that I would live in Dubai personally. And I think you already understand why at this point. So this could also be interesting for you. Now, let's take a step back and summarize. So we have Eywa launching or already in launch here in Business Bay from a developer who is approaching it from a very conscious standpoint, weaving in wellness and a certain feeling of energy throughout the space. And they've done a lot of things from lighting to crystals to materials throughout the building to integrate that feeling. Delivery is mid-2026, 60/40 payment plan. Starting price is around 10, 11 million dirham for a 2-bedroom, and penthouses up to 150 million dirham. Another building will be being launched by them by the end of the year as a successor to Eywa. And right now is a very interesting opportunity to come into a unique project that stands out from others in Dubai and have a potential for mid to long-term appreciation, as well as potential for rental in 3 to 4 years. I would say that market will be there. So if this is interesting for you, if you, like me, are also a big fan and if you value how you feel in a particular building and you can tell the difference, then this could be very interesting for you. Please reach out to me through the link below or Instagram, LinkedIn, any channel you wish. Just say it's for Alex. I'll be happy to work with you to see if this is a fit for you, either from a living or an investment standpoint. Please leave your comments below. We always appreciate your feedback. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Alex, and I'll see you next time.